And now please turn your attention to the video screens once again.
I was really blessed to have parents that wanted me to have the best Jewish education possible, even here in San Antonio, Texas. And my father had had his bar mitzvah at a Good Asachim, and we used to spend a lot of time there on Friday nights. But when I was growing up, I was able to have the best of a Jewish education, learning from Milton Ben-Diner of blessed memory, who was the educational director at Temple Bethel. As it came time for my bar mitzvah, my parents, especially my father, wanted me to also learn how to have a more traditional bar mitzvah. So in addition to learning 2 days a week with Milton Ben-Diner at Temple, I spent 2 days a week at Rodfei Shalom learning how to get ready to read the Torah and how to daven with Rabbi Scheinberg, and ended up having my bar mitzvah at Rodfei Shalom. And it was just a very moving experience all the way around, and my parents were very proud. And it was just a great moving time. And one of the gifts that I was happiest to get at my bar mitzvah was a beautiful Mogen David necklace. And it was just so pretty and so precious to me that I still wear it to this day, but I only bring it out on special occasions. And it was created by this jeweler named James Avery. And this is what it looks like. And I'm so honored to be mentioned in the same sentence tonight as James and Estella Avery. This is such a precious thing for me, and they're amazing people, and I'm just honored to be here with them. It really is now with this incredible facility and all of the things that Chabad's doing now in San Antonio, all of the programs. It's hard to imagine a time when there wasn't a Chabad here. Yet, growing up here, I can remember those times. My father, Buddy Smith of blessed memory, and Eli Guggenheim were two of Rabbi Bloch's very first students when Rabbi Bloch came here 29 years ago. And I remember meeting Rabbi Bloch at Rodfei Shalom one Shabbos. And he and the Rebbitzin were new in town, and my father introduced us. And soon thereafter, I remember having a delicious Shabbos meal on a Friday night at the Bloch home there on Craig Place. It just doesn't get better than a Shabbos meal in the Bloch home. When I think about what Chabad means to me, many of the things that come to mind are just the tolerance and relevance. Although the rabbis at Chabad tend to wear black hats and black coats, I don't feel that they're looking down on me for wearing a more secular garb. And I don't think they expect me to start wearing just black hats and black coats every day, yet they don't treat me as any less Jewish than they are. And there's just, I think, a healthy respect for each Jewish person and as well as for the greater community. And the philosophy of Chabad just to do what we can to make this world a better place and connect to each other, treat each other with respect, is a really important lesson for us to apply in everything we do.
Allan Smith is a third-generation San Antonian and has come to represent all that is special about our city and our Jewish community. He is warm, caring, educated, and a good friend to just about everyone. Allan personifies the adage in our Mishnah of Havei mekabel et kol ha'adam b'sever panim yafot. Receive every person respectfully and graciously. Allan shows a genuine interest in people and has that unique ability with his infectious smile and twinkle in his eye to set people at ease. Allan is a graduate of Harvard and a past president of the Harvard Club in San Antonio. He has held leadership positions in organizations in the Jewish and civic community throughout the years, and he is the go-to person for many, including myself, for advice and guidance. In a special expression of respect to his father and the Smith family, Allan can be seen at many community events with his trusted little cameras, documenting and preserving the special, historic, and most memorable moments for all of us. Allan is proudly Jewish, and as you have seen in this video, grateful to his father of blessed memory for having the vision to provide him with a well-rounded Jewish education when he was growing up in San Antonio. Indeed, it is inspiring to hear Allan lead services and chant most any Haftorah with confidence and expertise. I am truly honored to call Allan a friend for over 29 years and ask him to please join me at the podium to receive Chabad's Distinguished Community Service Award. Guess what? Another chauffeur. They were cheaper when you bought two. This chauffeur, all the way from Israel, represents an expression of our friendship and support and our friendship and appreciation to you, Allan, for 29 years of friendship and camaraderie.
Got to get a picture, right? I should follow Mr. Avery's wisdom and be seated, but I'm not as smart as he is. Thank you. I feel truly honored. I'm especially honored to see so many friends who made a special effort to be here tonight. Thank you, each and every one of you. I am very fortunate to have such caring and devoted friends. And to be honored in the same program as James and Estella Avery is very special to me. In the video, you saw this Star of David necklace, which I actually received on my bar mitzvah, and it came from James Avery's studio 43 years ago. And I only bring it out for special occasions, and I decided tonight was a special occasion. As you saw, each of them is extraordinary. Jim is a humble member of the greatest generation, those heroes who jumped at the opportunity to defend the American way of life from the evils of Nazi Germany. And in the face of serious injury or death, Jim and his fellow servicemen honorably served our great country, the United States of America. Jim and Estella are beautiful people inside and out who bring beauty to our community. Jim through his unique handcrafted jewelry, and Estella through her leadership of beautifying the historic Riverwalk. Big thanks to each of you. Because of my devoted, loving parents, Zavel and Marion Smith of blessed memory, I grew up to feel at home at each Jewish congregation in San Antonio. And tonight I am delighted to see friends from each temple and synagogue here. My great-grandfather, Sam Dalkowitz, of blessed memory, and his family helped found Congregation Agudas Achim more than 100 years ago. I also feel a strong connection to Temple Beth El, as you saw. I attended religious school there, beginning in Mrs. Fox's kindergarten class, and continued all the way through 10th grade confirmation. And I'm very grateful that Rabbi and Mrs. Stahl are here tonight. And the strong foundation I have in traditional Judaism is owed to Rabbi and Mrs. Aryeh Scheinberg. I spent a lot of time in their home back when they lived on Park Avenue, the one in San Antonio. So thank you to Aryeh and Judy, and a welcome to Rabbi Avraham Scheinberg, I remember your bris. I was able to build on this foundation by further study with my dear friend and teacher, Rabbi Samuel Simcha Lehrer of blessed memory, and I'm especially blessed that his wife, Marguerite Lehrer, my adopted second mother, is also with us here tonight. Thank you, Marguerite, for all that you do for me and our community. As for Chabad, my association with Chabad goes back so far that when I first met Rabbi Block, our beards were about the same length. But over the course of 29 years, his has grown. Mine, not so much. I remember those early days and the delicious dinners prepared by Rivka Block at their first home on Craig Place, and hearing my father tell me of his studying Torah with his dear friend Eli Guggenheim and this new rabbi in town, Rabbi Chaim Block. So what is it about Chabad that I like the most? First thing I'd have to say is the warmth and the people, especially the wonderful rabbis we have, Rabbi Block, Rabbi Maris, Rabbi Teldon, Rabbi Weingarten, not that that's in any chronological order, and their beautiful wives who are equally a key ingredient in what Chabad means, to Rivki and Malki and Rachel and Chaim Mushka. Thank you for all that you do. At Chabad, it's okay if I pray in English, like I tended to do when I was growing up at the temple. Of course, it's also all right if I recite a more traditional Hebrew liturgy, as I learned at Rotfa Sholem. And it's also okay if I just have a nice conversation with God in my own language and my own thoughts. I like the warmth and the acceptance I feel here. I had one of the best Jewish educations possible in San Antonio, yet I didn't have the training of someone who went to yeshiva, and that's perfectly acceptable here. Anyone can pray here. No previous experience or knowledge required, not even of Hebrew. The rabbis and other nice folks here do not expect any of us to come here with all the answers. In fact, they're delighted when we come here with some of the questions. When I think about Chabad, I think about getting better connected to my better self, connected to my fellow man, and connected to God. Chabad helps me do this through all the great programs it has. The Jewish Learning Institute, or JLI classes, are some of the best organized learning opportunities around, and I've studied with each of the rabbis here. Each of them has the talent to make the most challenging ideas understandable. And the classes are in English, and the topics range from the more ethereal, such as the meaning of life and the Kabbalah, to the very practical, such as how to best manage one's time or to make difficult medical decisions. Chabad to me is also the calendar, not just that beautiful printed calendar we get in September that magically arrives in our mailboxes, but beyond the printed calendar, the year it presents all year long, the programs that Chabad brings to our community. Some of my favorites are sushi in the sukkah. It's got to be about the food, right? Hanukkah on the river, and of course a fun-filled Purim, which is right around the corner. Chabad is also the world-class entertainment that it brings to our city, from a wonderful concert with Yitzhak Perlman down at the Majestic, to the Kef Orchestra from Argentina, which has been here twice, to this 7-year-old pianist who was here about 5 years ago, who wowed the crowd at the Pearl Stable. Ethan Bortnick is amazing, and if you liked him when he was young, I know you're going to love him tonight now that he's, old and 13. So thank you for honoring me tonight, Chabad, and thank you to all my friends who have honored me by being here yourselves. Thanks again.
Take it. May be seated. I just would like to thank Rabbi Levi Teldon for those beautiful videos and mention and pay tribute to two very special people who are here, who are probably the oldest people here today, Lynn Stahl's parents, who are with us today, and I'd like to bless them both with many more years of health and nachas. Thank you.